If you were a potato, what way would you like to be cooked?
Mashed.
Waffle.
Chunu with the chaat masala on top.
What is happening?
Man, I was very excited to do this podcast. That answer just went so many different directions. No, let's not get into that. But let's get into it.
I don't know why I said chunu.
And you asked the question?
Just like I'm telling you, I never
It's nasty.
remember the way that it's. But I meant like really thin slices with the chaat masala on top. And
fries.
Oh yeah, like fries, but with the ketchup drizzled on it. You know how some people like the ketchup on the side and then some people like it on top?
Yeah.
The ketchup and then the chaat masala on top that sticks to the ketchup. So then it's like, ooh, it's so good.
That's fire.
That
I said
makes me want
waffle.
fries.
Waffle fries?
Yeah.
Like Chick-fil-A style?
Yeah. They hit.
Honestly,
So-
I feel like Chick-fil-A is the only place that waffle fries are that good. I've
That's
never
because the
had,
sauces too.
but they're just the right amount of crispy
Everything.
and then like slightly soft in the inside.
Just everything.
That's true.
Perfect.
They're
I don't know
amazing.
I don't know what they're doing there, but it's perfect.
Yeah, that's true.
They're blessing it.
My pleasure all over it.
Whoa. I'm uncomfortable.
No, you know how they say my pleasure?
There's a
Yo, I hope you
not-
never worked at Chick-fil-A.
Not my pleasure. Why? I would be perfect. I would just say my pleasure all the time.
Now we know what the Chick-fil-A sauce is. Okay, I'm done.
oh.
They say my pleasure all the time. Oh,
Alright.
that's why Amber likes it. Whoa!
Nah, sure, I'm gonna have to give you the L on that one.
What? I said my pleasure. You guys don't understand that?
We heard what you said. bro.
No, we get what you said, but then we also heard what you said.
Because you guys are dirty.
Yes, this is accurate.
You guys are dirty. You're the one who thought it, not me.
Amber, you like your potatoes mashed.
With
Yeah.
pleasure.
Okay. Let's leave the pleasure out of it.
You guys brought it up.
This
No,
this
you
is
know,
this is
what I
also
was
another.
thinking about was specifically when I said mashed, like the Nando's mashed potatoes. Like
Yes.
Those are
like the
good.
peel is in it. Like they have a little bit of the peel. It's like the perfect amount of garlic and butter and salt and. Wow.
This is correct because some places their mashed potatoes are just like mushy, milky water.
And
you
it's
know,
just,
you know when
it's
it's
just straight white. It's not like there's like a potato consistency. Like I want my potatoes to have consistency of a potato that's mashed.
of a potato.
A
My
potato.
brother freaking got mashed potatoes from I think KFC a few weeks ago or something, and he got the gravy. And do you guys know about the gravy?
Isn't the gravy pork?
The gravy's got pork in it.
Yeah, I was gonna say no. Most places don't have gravy that doesn't have pork.
He's probably eating it like, oh, this is so good. What's in it?
I was the first one to like.
Oh, you
I
had
opened it. Well, I saw the little
You had
like
it.
pork
No,
bits
just
or
tell us,
whatever.
tell us. You
Wow.
You had some.
Did you eat
I
it?
had
Yeah.
I had some. No, but listen.
Oh.
It didn't have like the chunky part of the gravy. I tried it because I didn't know, and then
Wait,
I was
has
like,
your brother been eating
this-
it this whole time?
no, he doesn't. We
Oh.
never get KFC, but like I knew right from like the first taste that it had some sort of meat in it, and then I was like, I looked it up on my phone. I was like, and then I pretended to like know. I was like, bro, like you know these have pork. He's like, no, I don't know. I was like, this is ridiculous.
Oh
So you
my
blamed it
God.
on him.
Yeah, I mean, like, well, if I go somewhere, I always ask,
Okay.
The rule
So
of
I
thumb
thought
is
that he
just
had-
to never get gravy from outside.
or just get it from Nando's. Not the gravy, but the
Nando's-
potatoes.
Yeah, I was gonna say potatoes.
Because I don't even need the gravy, and that's rare to not even have the gravy for the mashed potatoes. But,
Okay, but
their
what's the
sauces are
best
good enough.
dipping sauce for your fries.
Ketchup,
Ketchup. I'd say ketchup.
Oh.
And
sometimes
been-
barbecue.
Barbecue. I've been like using a little bit of Asian zing sauce on my fries, and I've really been having a great
And that's why
time.
you're wrong.
I think for wings those are amazing, but
I just
Yeah.
have Asian zing issue right now. I like sweet heat on everything.
that's amazing. Well, guys, thank you for tuning in to an episode of Strange Flavors. My name is Shimmer,
For us.
My name is Amber.
and this is brought to you by Alif Theory, and this is also the strangest and greatest podcast in the game.
Facts.
Planet.
Planet. If you'd like to email us, or send us your amazing music, you can at strangeflavorspodcast@gmail.com.
Only if it's your cousins.
And apparently Amber's on this thing for like the past 20 episodes where she wants cousins to send their music. If you have a cousin to send your music in, we will not play it on the podcast. But unless it's lit and amazing, then we'll play it on the podcast. But you can listen to this podcast anywhere you listen to podcasts. Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
Wow.
And literally all over the board. And guys, I am back at home now. So you can see the visual aspect and how my home looks on YouTube.
He's got the blue screen back there to report the weather at any given time.
So now
just in
I can
case.
change it, the green screen, physically on my wall now.
Wow.
Just to show it.
Dude, imagine if that background was a background.
Dude, so meta.
And then
That'd
you
be
walk
crazy.
into it.
Oh
And
my
then
God.
we're like, whoa. Can you do that sometime and not tell us?
Yeah, that would be amazing. That would be amazing.
I
And
would
you'll-
love to pretend like I know what we're talking about, but y'all lost me.
Yeah. And hopefully if you guys watch the YouTube part, you'll know what we're talking about.
That's even better when you actually pull it off, because Amber's going to have no idea.
You're gonna be like, what happened? But you can follow along on all social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And if you want to join Strange Flavors Town, you can help and become an executive producer of this podcast, like Bobber's Bagels and Cassie's Cupcakes, who have been supporting this podcast for a while now.
Wow.
Thank
Yep.
you to the Strange Flavors Town Committee. It feels
Thank
like
you.
an Animal Crossing town, and that makes me so happy. Because it's
Yeah.
so
If your
innocent.
name is Aisha and you want to sell apples, we can open a business for you. Just
Aisha's
support the
Apples.
podcast.
That'd be
Wow.
amazing. Yeah.
I think it'd be so nice.
I actually like Allie's apples better. There's
Okay,
an
we'll
alley.
find an alley.
Anything with an A, honestly, start, becoming an executive producer.
Bobber just like beat everybody to the punch. It was like, forget A. Let's just start with 2 B's. Open.
B and then a C.
That's true. B and the C. We need an A. If your name starts
need
with
an
an A and you haven't been supporting this podcast, well, you haven't.
No,
'cause
then
we don't.
it'll look rigged.
Yeah.
Well,
people are gonna say that
let
we're-
it be rigged.
Let it be. Also, guys, we have an amazing YouTube channel called Ronopono, where we make cultural comedy channel, and we have a Patreon for it. You get exclusive content, patreon.com/Ronopono. And if you'd like to get our amazing merch and wear it, we have the Attentions Collection, the
Oh.
Bon Hub
Wow.
Collection, all available on ronopono.com.
Crazy.
Yeah, we just dropped the how it's made to Packy Gang on our Patreon. We go into the entire story of how that whole thing came together. It's amazing, and that video obviously went mega viral. And just to relive that moment and go over what happened in all that time that we were creating it is definitely something that could benefit a lot of people, and just pure entertainment for some people to know how it came together. So
Wow.
that's on our Patreon. So we also have received a lot of reviews recently, which we really, really appreciate from you guys on our podcast app, on the Apple Podcast app. And then, we always appreciate you guys subscribing to our YouTube and following us on our social media. Recently, we had another actual review come into this magazine written by Sophia Majid. She wrote a review of
Whoa,
us.
shout out. GQ?
It's close. It's hoof print, so I'm sure you guys have heard of that one.
Yo, I love that. That's my favorite.
Wow.
But no, like she wrote about us, and it was really cool because anytime that somebody features us in that way, like
Yeah.
it's amazing that you guys feel so connected to the podcast. I just want to share a little bit about what she wrote. So she said, "Strange Flavors, 5 out of 5 stars.
Whoa.
Content creators Amber Azadi, Faraz Amer, and Shamir, not Shamir, but Shamir.
Shamir.
Wali's
Shamir.
podcast
Shmear.
is an open and genuine review on everything. The podcast is set in a casual and conversational tone, which allows the listeners to feel like part of the conversation and allows the listener to relate." Then she goes on to explain about Strange Exchanges and how she really likes those. Some of her favorite episodes are Isak's Next in Fashion episode that, after he got off the Netflix show, Instagram artist Emin Ahmed, and then Mo Vision, the rapper. So she really liked those episodes specifically. And then she said at the end of the podcast, they asked their guest if any, which ice cream flavor describes them and their personality. Overall, it is a melting pot of a podcast on society and culture. So thank you so much for that review, Sophia. We really appreciate you and for sharing our podcast.
Thank you,
in that way.
Sophia.
Wow.
You're amazing.
Yo, man. So it's 2:30 a.m. right now.
Yes.
It has been a crazy week for so many people in the States. Because this election is never ending. This is the longest election that we've ever witnessed because of coronavirus and how long it has extended the voting process. So as of now, it seems that Joe Biden will be winning the election.
He's just in the lead. He's just
264. He's supposed
almost
to get
there.
270.
Yeah, he's almost there. He basically is. I think he's probably gonna win.
I mean, I don't want to.
Anything could happen. Anything could happen.
Anything could happen. Let's. I'm scared as soon as we say something solid, like he's gonna win. He's not, and I don't want to do that to my heart right now. I can't.
I didn't want to, and you guys know we don't really talk about politics much on here, but I did want to share something that maybe could open some perspective, right? I haven't been sharing a lot of like my political views or anything on Twitter and everywhere else that is already overflowed with, everyone's opinions. And that's because I want to kind of like lay back. And frankly, I've been, not wanting to be caught in the stress of it. And I have been enjoying the memes. You guys have been killing it with these amazing memes that have come out of the election. I wanted to say, if Biden does win, right, I think a lot of people are overly excited about what's going to happen and our country's saved and all that, right? Like, we want to have hope. We want to have, just faith in bringing people and unifying people again, right? And I think that hopefully, as he says, he'll be able to do that. I think that's something that requires charisma and proper leadership and empathy and things like that. Some qualities that I think we saw Obama with, right? He never really divided people in the ways that obviously our last president or current president Trump has. This is what I want to say to people, that if Biden does end up winning, is that we should, as people, hold him accountable in the same ways that we hold Trump accountable for everything. Sure. And what that means is that, he still does not have a clean slate. He's still responsible for so many really corrupt things. One example of that is, signing on to the Iraq war and literally, being one of the people that are responsible for the killing of hundreds and thousands of innocent people. A war that is marked illegal by the United Nations, right? And then we know his vice president, Kamala Harris, that our communities are glorifying as vote for Auntie. Oh my God, she's Indian. Guys, like, just because somebody looks like you, and this applies to black people for Obama, this applies to black people for Kamala now as well, does not mean that, automatically they are looking out for you and your communities. And she might, we want to hope and we want to give the benefit of the doubt about these things, but we need to continue to look for the best in these people and hold them accountable. Don't be what we did not like from the other side this entire time, which, like, any time that Trump would do something wrong, people come to his defense.
See,
and
that's
people
what
make
I was about to say
excuses for him.
Like, I feel like more than the right, the one thing that the left is good at is, well, like right now how you're saying that we've been holding Trump accountable, I think that we will, more than Trump's people have been doing for him, will be holding them accountable. Because
I hope so.
Because the reason why I say this is that so many times Trump will do anything wrong, his supporters, regardless of what his actions are, will always find a way to make an excuse for it. Whereas people on the left, I would say, are more like, hey, it's like the lesser of two evils. No one's really satisfied. And I saw the same thing in the last election as well. Nobody's ever really satisfied with the Democratic candidate. It's more of like a settling type thing. And quite honestly, you're not dating the candidate. You're not marrying the candidate. You're not going to this is somebody that you are voting for because their values and what they want to see in the country is something similar to what you want to see for your country. And then from there, you're going to hope that what you ask of them is going to do that. And we've mentioned this in previous podcasts, but that does start at the local level as well. So what you put into power, whoever you put into power in local elections are going to be the same people that influence it on a bigger level. So I think that, you know, we should definitely be holding everybody accountable. These are public servants, and that's what their job is.
Well, let's just hope that that all happens.
Hopefully.
We deserve
sure.
Bernie. But hey, let's see.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Enough of this. We're really excited for today's guest. This is a dope one. This has been a long time in the making, over 2 years, I think, but it finally happened.
Finally.
The stranger today is no stranger at all if you have been following brown creators on YouTube from the jump. He's made his mark as a Punjabi influencer from Toronto through his animated rants, his compilations of music, culture, and traditional art, and of course, his hilarious comedy series, Living in a Brown Fam. Ladies and gentle, please give it up for the one and only, the amazing AK. How do we even start this? Ladies and gentle. It's your boy.
The legend.
What up, everybody? It is your boy AK on whose podcast? I guess mine, yours, Pusida. So I don't know. What number is it for you? For me, it's AK Causing Ruckus, I believe, 16. I hope I'm right on that. How many podcasts
not too
are
far
you
off. Not too far off. We're at 127, but you know,
Kind of close.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing.
So I have a lot to learn. Clearly.
No, man. No,
clearly.
no.
You
We
guys-
learned a lot from you.
Yeah.
You guys look like you're ready to go to space with this freaking whole this format, man.
Yeah, man. You got to try to do it the best we can. But no, I mean, we're definitely came up from looking up to people like you. And first of all, I just want to start off by saying what an honor this is to have you
Huge
here.
honor. We're
This
trying
is
to hold
crazy.
in our fanboyness right now. Trying to
Yeah,
hold it in, but
for sure.
No, I appreciate it, man. There's just a dope opportunity, and usually it's like kind of like, I guess, right away, kind of not even last minute. This was just kind of like abrupt. I guess you could say it just happened randomly. I needed someone on my radio for tomorrow, and then you're like, "Yo, I've been trying to get you on this thing. Let's do it." And like, here we are.
For us,
Yeah.
it's not abrupt. I've been
No.
planning this out since I was a kid. Okay, I was like, you know, one day, and then since we started this podcast, I was like, "Yo, guys." Like, we got to get AK. He follows me. I'm going to make it happen. And then they're just like, I keep telling them, like, yo, guys,
The amount
wait
of times that this has been mentioned, like, listen, AK follows me. We can make this happen. We can make this happen.
Yeah.
Like,
I've been on the live 2 times, and the second time it finally worked. I was like, yo, let's set the date time. But no, we definitely appreciate you. Like, this is, again,
thank you so much.
just a huge honor and a huge moment for us as fans. So thank you for being here.
Dope, man. Dope, John.
Do you see yourself as, like, a legend, as a pioneer of the game for so many of these? I mean, I'm sure you've been seeing so many young South Asian creators coming up now, especially. Do you see yourself as that sort of person that set the path?
I'm not gonna lie, back in the day, obviously not, because like I was just starting off, I was doing my own thing, but now, obviously, 10 years later, or 10 plus years later, now 100%, especially working with all these young guys, and they're obviously coming up to you, and they're like fans of your shit, and you know, I'm fans of all these young guys, like 100%, it's like a full circle, it kind of comes around, but I know in terms of legends and all this shit, like I guess like people do put you up on this pedestal, and like if you think back, like I don't know, like if you think back, like yeah, there's a lot of people coming up to me and saying, man, you were the first one to do this shit. And if you think back, like okay, maybe I wasn't the first one to do it, but maybe I was the first one to like get that spark going, you know, because a lot of people were sharing it, you know, because yo, dude, I remember, dude, when I first made my first video, dude, JusReign was still around. He was doing 25 things in his room. Humble the Poet and Harmon the Hater were around. There's a lot of people that were doing things, but you know, they were just getting a lot of views, and I guess people kind of put me up on that thing because there was like the spark that kind of like, you know, started this whole, I guess you could say, brown YouTube thing. But now looking back at it,
it's like,
yeah,
it's just like a lot of us felt like we were doing it first, and a lot of us fell off, and
Yeah.
we're obviously younger, but like, you know, at the time, I told you this, but I live in a very conservative county, so I'm like the only brown dude around here. And when we first started making videos, when I was, you know, in middle school, I was like, man, like, how can I do this? There's no one out there that looks like me. And I wasn't thinking this way out loud, but, you know, internally, I guess. Then I saw, you know, you, JusReign, Superwoman, a lot of you guys actually in Toronto that like were kind of established.
The whole Brampton area.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So did that help out, seeing like these other fellow creators coming up, and you know, being inspired in that way? Who'd you look up to?
Honestly, when I was coming around, I knew of JusReign, and I knew what Harmon the Hater and Humble the Poet guys were doing, but like in terms of inspiration, I would say I was just watching a lot of other non-Punjabi YouTubers, you know, just like, you know, I remember back in the day, like, there was just like these, like, there was this Gina in Vancouver, I don't know if you remember, but Peter Chow and stuff back in the day.
Okay.
He's like this Gina, he would just rant and stuff, and there was just these old school guys, even like Philip DeFranco, he's been around for a really long time, you know what I'm saying? And I used to remember when he was like, at one time, like, on, like, a donation page and just asking, like, people, like, yo, help me out, you know what I'm saying? I remember in those days, and, like, he was, like, moving and barely making things work, and now look at him, he's got, like, a full fucking news corporation kind of flex going on, you know? And he's
That's
still
like
kind of,
you.
like... Yeah, and he's
Except
still
you didn't, you didn't ask for the donations, you asked for beads, but hey, you got AKTV going, so...
AKTV.
Straight.
That's what's up, man. I'm not gonna lie. For a lot of us, it's weird, and we don't know, you know, what the situation is. But what is the true story of what happened between you and JusReign? Like, what's the beef about?
Honestly, I don't feel like there was beef to begin with. I think it's just like for example, I think it's just when other entities get involved, man. Like, and other people get involved. Like, for example, at the end of the day, I'm like my own guide. I'm just moving around. I ain't got no manager. I ain't got no agent. I don't really like take orders from anyone. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I actually, if you want to go way back, I remember it's honestly, it just goes back to like just stupid stuff. Like, I remember I would do crazy comedy about, like, you know, saying what the bug stuff, and like obviously throwing, like, you know, Sikhi into it and through a comedic twist. And people that take Sikhi to the max, whether it's him or his people that he hangs out with, they would take offense to these things. And rather than address it to me and just be like, yo, why were you saying that in the video? You want to make another one? They would just make diss videos, slick diss videos. And they would be like, oh, I'm not gonna diss my bug. I'm gonna tie my bug. I'm gonna tell you guys how to do a tutorial. And it was just slick disses, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it would just start from there. And then it would hit another one. Then it would be at When Lions Roar. I'm trying to help them out, volunteer. People just don't fuck with me. People just don't fuck with me in general because I dissed, you know, the rappers back in the day, the girls in Brampton back in the day. And guess what? There's rapper in the crew. There's girls in the crew. Everyone just had this, like, animosity always towards me. No matter what I would try to do to change.
You're like the Pusha T of the Brown. Pusha T.
You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, dude, the way I am is I can say it to your face and online. Some people are not the same way, you know what I'm saying? People, like, go behind, you know, closed doors and have meetings and do other things, have projects lined up, and, you know, to get their point across, you know? I just kind of get to the, you know, like, look, remember me? I used to literally just be in my room talking shit. And I feel like that's
same room,
same exact room.
Yeah, but honestly, it kind of reminds me, I feel like I kind of need to go right back to that, you know what I'm saying? I know I'm working on this big, like, movie and big shows and stuff, but, like, honestly, sometimes it makes me want to get back into the room and just fucking start ranting again and just explain everything.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's why people love you. That's why, you know, we always kind of gravitate towards you. You were always honest. You were always real with it. And we knew that we were getting, like, just authentic AK who's not, you know, who's just talking from his own perspective.
Yeah. I mean, as a girl, you were very, like, raw about things. So it was always, like, crossing that boundary of, like, okay, am I comfortable with what he's saying or not? But it was always entertaining. So it was never like, oh, okay, like, is what he's saying, like, wrong? It was, like, the perfect comfortable level. But I can see if people are the ones maybe feeling the wrath of the jokes and not taking them as jokes, maybe they feel that way. Yeah. Were you and JusReign, like, ever, like, buds?
Yeah, 100%. Like, we did videos together. I mean, we've done events together. I mean, we were homies. I mean, I would still not, like, at the end of the day, there's no beef, and neither are we, like, homies right now. Like, I mean, it's just neutral. You know what I mean? I feel like that with the rest of the world. I mean, neither am I anybody's best friend, and neither do I wish harm on anyone. I just, like, yo, let's just see what people get up to. You know what I'm saying? And that's it.
Have you ever tried to, like, you know, slash it up or try to, you know, meet in the middle anywhere or anything like that?
I mean, I've always I've always hollered at Rupin, and, like, I don't even know if they have a good relationship anymore. At the end of the day, everyone's just in their own world, you know what I'm saying? Like, what can you do, man? You can put your hand out, but, yo, if at the end of the day, if people aren't really responding or really on that frequency anyway, so, like, I'm like, to be honest, like at the end of the day, I used to be there where I'm like, yo, let's holler at him, like just try to do something. And nowadays I'm just like, yo, like, what's the point? Like, honestly, I'm not even like, I don't even know the guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just from what I've obviously done in the past, I obviously wouldn't want to hang out with him. Who knows? Maybe he's a changed guy. Maybe he took a AK hibernation for a year and now he's a changed guy. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he would be my best friend now. Who knows? You know what I'm saying?
Is there, when you see him at certain levels, and especially with Lilly Singh, Superwoman, you know, she's obviously gotten huge, way beyond South Asian creators and all of that. Is there ever any sort of like resentment or have you ever at any point felt any sort of jealousy towards like you being in the same, you know, room literally,
and coming up
seeing
together.
them on like New York billboards and all of that?
Honestly, like, I guess you could say back in the day, man, I guess when I was obviously ranting and always burning bridges, always dissing people, like, I guess you could say it always came off in that sense. And honestly, I guess at the end of the day, the thing I realize is everyone has a different path and a different mission. And even though they all came from the same room, same Punjabi family, same area, doesn't mean they want to do the same thing as maybe me or the rest of the Qawm or the rest of the community. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like every time I was so driven on core Punjab issues, it seems like a lot of people just wanted to run away from them. You know what I'm saying? Literally, you know what I'm saying? Literally run away from not only issues, their own family, their cities, you know what I'm saying? And here I am, still in the hood, on the street level, literally going from here to BC, Cali, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just me, like, from the hood, same dude. I don't have to, like, go to no penthouse and go to no agent or run those fucking red fucking carpet galas to feel like I'm connected to, what, the people? Nah, the people always had my back. But where I feel like, in the end, bro, people are all gonna head to the same place, you know what I'm saying? I don't even think it's a race at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like, and at the end of the day, I don't want to be in LA, bro. I've gone there. I've gone to those agencies. I've gone, like, I've chilled there. I've seen the creators. I don't want to be there, bro. You know what I'm saying?
So it's more of like an independent route thing for you.
It's a 100% independent route, and it's like, just, yo, where you vibe? Where's your passion? Where do you work best? You know, where's my... I feel like, yo, why would we want to go chase something in Hollywood when I feel like we could bring Hollywood here, to Brampton, to Toronto. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's interesting is that, you know, the same thing that you brought up that you were criticized for early on in your YouTube career, which is like, you know, not representing the Sikh community properly or whatever, is what I see a lot of criticism towards Lilly now, where on Twitter, it's like a lot of Sikh people that are saying we don't claim her. Did you have any thoughts on that, or did you see that at all?
But at the end of the day, dude, like, it's gonna come out like, hey, that's what I felt back in the day. And at the end of the day, if the people, those are your people, how can you run away from your people or not try to claim them? Or let alone, when you do mention them, you just diss them in skits rather than uplift them, you know what I'm saying? Or bring actual awareness of topics, or anything.
Is that
you know
what you think, though? Like, when you see her skits, and like, does that relate to you at all? Like, what if she's saying that, like, you know how you were criticizing the same way of like, you know, people might have perceived that as like, yo, you're making fun of us instead of representing us. Do you think that she's perceived that way, or is it different?
No, I mean, everyone has their perspective, but yeah, I think it's, my thing in the beginning was like, yo, is he dissing us, or is he, you know, thing? But at the end of the day, you could see 10 years later, I'm still that guy. I'm still preaching about the same fucking message. Other people, they come in and out of special events and, like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, this and that, like, yo, that
so
day,
it's like,
that day.
it's like being tied to the actual community for you.
100%. And at the end of the day, people see through the facade, man. Like, people see through this shit, you know what I'm saying? People know who's real, who's not. It doesn't take, like, at the end of the day, I know people say, oh, social media makes it so much harder. I don't know, like, is it a lie? Yo, are you kidding me? I could literally watch someone's story in like 10 seconds and be like, holy shit, this guy's fucking solid. Or be like, yo, this guy is the biggest fudu I've ever seen in my life. Like, right away, within 10 seconds.
I agree with that, actually.
If you just scroll through someone's
Vibe
feed,
check.
I just watch through their story, you could feel it. How could you not? You know what I'm saying? The eyes don't lie, the vibe don't lie. Yo, you could see it. You know what I'm saying?
Mean, I do have to pose a question, though. Like, for example, saying that you're still in the same community and everything, Lilly, in order to get her show, I feel like, would she have gotten her show? She didn't move to LA, and certain opportunities wouldn't have come for her.
100%. Everything connects, right? Everything connects. Right. Yeah, you got it. That next creator leads to the next bigger creator, then the next bigger creator leads to an agent, and that agent leads to next gigs. And then once you're in LA, you're in LA, and you're set. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Like, you know, like, that's
but
it.
that wasn't your goal, right?
At the end of the day, no, man, because if at the end of the day, they went to LA to do what? Get the shows, get the movies, get the roles. Nowadays, nothing's getting made. And guess what? I got my show lined up. I got my movie lined up. And guess what? It's going to happen right here in the hood. Not in LA. It's called Living in a Brown Hood for a reason. It wouldn't be shot in LA. Living in a Brown Hood would be shot in here in a brown hood. You get what I'm saying? So like, these are the things I've been thinking about for years and like been scripting for years and things I actually want to put into formation this coming year, you know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty much in that final kind of like step where,
Yeah, so after all those years that like people are wondering, you know, what you're doing and like
Exactly.
This is what you've been planning the whole time.
I feel like at the end of the day, your work will always speak for itself. Because at the end of the day, like, why are we impressed by these Lillys and whatnot? Because they're like, oh, fuck, she took a picture with The Rock. Oh, fuck, she has the show. Like, okay, fuck it. I'll go take a picture with Diljit. I'll get my show on Netflix. Like, I'll get this shit done. If that's what you guys want, I'll do it. But it's gonna happen on my accord, you know, with my people. You know what I'm saying? And that was the biggest thing. I didn't know who I wanted to do my projects with, and it was sometimes the wrong crowd. Sometimes it wasn't the right idea. But now I feel like everything's literally in synchronicity, and it's all happening full flow. You know what I'm saying?
I think there's like a huge sacrifice that comes with you know, all these people, and because we're fans of all you guys and you've inspired us, I will say that, like, you know, seeing the person who kind of puts their foot in the door, I guess, is taking a sacrifice, along with, you know, okay, yeah, you're not going to be in your same like home base anymore. You're going to get a lot more criticism. And then you have someone like you where, yeah, we still keep up with you, but what's the follower count and all of that, right? And how many non-brown people know you? And that's where it's just like the sacrifice of values and among many other things that like I don't know the answer to that, but I think that a lot of people struggle with finding where they like it. Like, for example, with President Barack Obama, you know, a lot of black people felt like he didn't actually represent them. But then again, a lot of people were like, you know what? He needed to be the first guy who takes the most criticism. He needed to be perfect with no scandals and everything and still, you know, get criticism in order for future black people to come up. So I don't know. I kind of like, I guess I see both perspectives.
100%. Like you said, there's sacrifices and you got to balance your shit, man. Like at the end of the day, like, I mean, at the end of the day, I could have done both. I could have gone to Hollywood, still kept my values, but at the end of the day, dude, it's just everyone has their own path and their own mission. Like I said, you know, it's to me, it's a fucking marathon, man. It ain't no race. It's literally a marathon.
Whatever makes you happy, right?
For me, I think it's exciting to hear about this because I think for a long time people would always be like, "Hey, AK, can you be consistent?" Or like, you know, like people would always ask
number one comment.
Number one comment. But I think it's cool because now knowing about this, it's like you've always been working behind the scenes, and then you have these big projects lined up. I think that's very cool to see, for like fans to see, and really inspiring, I think.
Yeah, 100%. Like you said, man, just working in the background. Like at the end of the day, nobody really knows what I get up to, and like at the end of the day, most of my money didn't really come from YouTube, and still doesn't come from YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like that's literally pennies on the fucking dollar compared to sponsorships, compared to like a lot of production work I'd be doing. I mean, believe it or not, like I've been like shooting just for the last couple of years. Up until recently, I finally kind of like stopped because I feel like now I finally got my, you know, skill set and the money now to fund my projects, you know what I'm saying? So like for the last couple of years, people don't even know, like I've just been shooting commercials you probably see on like Gode on the TV or Punjabi channels, but I wouldn't put my name on them. I would just do music videos. I'd be editing like you know, like short films, documentaries for like various people all over the world, you know what I'm saying? And then I loved it, and I actually passionately loved it because I was not only like gaining more skills of production work, all the way from brainstorming ideas to post-production to like marketing, etc., but like in general, like I was just like learning everything, so now I could put it towards my bigger projects. And at the same time, I was building these connects. Like one guy's like a corporate guy, one guy's like some artist with 10 million followers, one guy's this, and they're in the end I'm just building these connects. I wasn't doing it for like the Snapchat at the time, like, yo, I'm chilling with fucking Diljit, honey, saying, yo. No, I was just trying to work, build these connects, and then, like I said, I know when the time comes, like this movie, like this TV show, if I ask for those favors, yo, bro, तू आ जाऊंगा एक मूवी दे विच दलजीत एक कॉल ले लूंगा bro and like yo brown boys are you guys down to be in the studio for a couple seconds yo I know at least people out of respect and we'll just come together you know what I'm saying and put this shit together that's just like cameos and celebs forget like and obviously have a bunch of comedians and cast and like think about it Chappelle show is not just Chappelle show because of Chappelle I mean, he had a huge cast you know he had like you know fucking Charlie Murphy he had all these other homies together you know what I'm saying so I feel like I'm at that stage right now I'm like finally like finalizing my team and now you'll see my TV show now in production for the next 2 months and then pretty much by 21 the goal is to have this pilot TV episode in front of like Netflix and Amazon and you know Hulu and awesome. You know what I'm saying the goal is to give them a nice 22-minute fucking perfect pilot that they'll want to buy more of I guess you could say you know
are you able to tell us anything about it like what's it about
yeah I mean the whole goal is like imagine like Chappelle show meets Matt TV meets like Ali G and you know like KMPO vibes you know where they're very like short skits and they're just you know how like AKTV you've seen on my YouTube channel where the TV channel's at the bottom
it's and dope. I love that format.
You like that idea right so my whole concept is literally extend that for 22 minutes you know a half an hour TV show and literally every 1 to 2 minutes it just keeps alternating to another parody another commercial which was really another parody of mine you know what I'm saying and just more music videos more it just keeps alternating to another skit so like imagine and this is going to be very universal like think about it if I'm trying to get in front of executives at Netflix and Amazon and their chine and their gore and their kale I gotta make them all laugh as much as the Punjabis are laughing you know what I'm saying
so like, how much is it culturally Punjabi
honestly it's gonna have the Punjabi crew in it just like how Chappelle's show would have a lot of kale involved but yes like we're gonna be all Punjabi but the whole goal is to have it like 90% like English you know what I'm saying and you got the little sprinkles of Punjabi you know but the whole goal is like I said man to make everyone laugh you know so make sure all these executives are laughing as much as our Punjabi fans are you know what I'm saying so like for example I have these ideas like I don't know if you remember I did a Mr. Bean parody it was called Mr. Baines at one point and it was just a silent skit of Mr. Baines coming to the Gurdwara and he like forgot his rumal and then he's falling asleep you know what I'm saying so like all these ideas where like it's a silent skit no one's talking you know stuff like that I want to throw in there and stuff like Katapa from Toronto he does a lot of pranks and stuff so you know take him into the Goryada realm and start getting him to prank the Gory in downtown or some shit you know just take everyone out of their comfort zone like for example I even have this idea believe it or not with Sangtar bro like Sangtar I'm trying to get you know Sangtar from Toronto he's recently been doing this Punjab police little skit right so remember in Maury when the kids never used to listen Maury Povich, remember that show?
I never watched that show. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a Jerry Springer kind of vibe, essentially. But so I usually remember You Are Not the Father. You don't remember that show?
Oh,
okay,
Yeah.
we've seen that. We've heard it.
All right, so that show, he would have a bunch of like episodes of just various stuff. So there's this one episode where he would have kids on stage that wouldn't listen to their parents, right? So imagine these Gore and Kale on stage just walling out. They're like, "Fuck you, mama. I don't give a shit. I'm never going to work ever again. Fuck school, all this shit." And then Maury is just like, "Oh my God, what are we gonna do?" Right? And then at the end of the episode, they would have a boot camp, like almost like a lieutenant, a juvenile officer come in and pretty much take these kids to juvenile essentially for one day, and they would be scared shitless. They'd be like crying and they would film all this, right? So now imagine a flip to this, a Punjabi version. What would happen in a Punjabi household? So imagine now Maury, which I have a Mully character. He's Maury, Mully, right? I just did it recently with, I don't know, You Are Not Jucked. I don't know if you saw that throwback where the guy's like, I want to tell my lady I'm not jucked. I don't know if you've seen that, but pretty much this would be the next flip to it.
Okay.
So pretty much Mully would be like, "Hey, I have a lot of kids here with their parents and they are not listening to their parents and that." So essentially you see these brown kids now on stage, right? They're like, "Yo, F this shit. I'm never going to the Gurdwara. I'm never paying for shit. Yo, I got my own condo downtown. Yo, I'm strapped." All this bullshit. Yo, kids are wilding, right? And at the end of the episode, what do you think's gonna happen? Rather than obviously a lieutenant, a juvenile officer, we'd get Sangtar coming out in a Punjab police outfit just saying, "Nyaniyo, tusi nahi listen karna, chalo main leke jana tanu India pet." You know what I'm saying? And then essentially he's threatening them to take them to India, and then you can just imagine the kids are like going from gangster to like just crying on stage like, "Nahi mummy, mummy, main nahi jana India." You know?
Would that be an actual like reality thing, or that would be a skit?
literally a skit. Yeah, 100% skit.
Okay.
Like technically, they would all be very professional skit, like almost like how Key and Peele makes every skit like a movie.
Right.
Yeah.
You know how Key and Peele makes every skit like a movie almost?
Yeah,
Almost on
absolutely.
that level, you know what I'm saying? So
That's dope.
Awesome.
I love
Yeah.
that format because it's like it's what YouTubers are used to actually.
It's
You know?
super
100%.
digestible.
Hey, and not only that, hey, why is Superwoman not have her Tonight Show and coming back to skits now? You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you heard
That's a
about
good
that, but
Oh wait, she is.
yeah, apparently she's not doing her Tonight Show anymore, and apparently her second season or third, whatever she's at right now,
Second.
they're shifting the format back to skits. So does that mean she's back to YouTube videos?
I mean, I hope so because I think
You know what I'm saying?
that format, for me at least, I was critical of it. I was just like, I don't think that she fits into this, but that's just
Yeah.
my opinion.
Yeah.
I love
Ma-
hearing this because,
Go
like, you mentioned earlier how like you guys were all like pitted against each other when it came to like brown talent. I think that me, like, I'm in my mid-20s and I was like the audience for you guys growing up. And when I say that you guys all served a completely different purpose, although all brown, completely different purpose. So hearing you talk about all of your ideas and stuff, this is only the type of stuff that I would really feel like would come from you. Like, and the fact that it's like, every single week we'd be like, okay, like Lilly Singh dropped, 2 videos this week. JusReign might drop a video. AK might drop a video. It was completely like, you guys had completely different posting schedules.
No,
and
AK's was after
consistency.
7 years.
Definitely
not the same week.
AK's was like,
7 months.
Like,
Videos take 7 months. Movies take 7 years.
yeah, like legit. I was like, okay, like, but the thing is, the excitement level for when your videos would finally come, it was almost like, oh my god, me and my brother would be like, it's his videos coming, and it was always because
That's the
everything
risk
that
of
you're
dropping
saying-
every week versus every couple months or weeks.
Yeah, because like this whole like excitement, like all the energy that you just had was like what we were expecting, and it was so much fun to like look forward to and come forward. So I'm very happy that you're saying that it's coming in a different format, and just keep going. I just love that.
Yeah, 100%. And I feel like I said, man, people will just relate at the end of the day. Like my people grew up. It's been 10 years. People that were in like high school are in like past uni now. People that were in uni are married with kids now, probably.
Yeah,
like people have
facts.
grown up, and don't get me wrong, they're still there. Like when I put out like certain videos on YouTube, yeah, I won't go from I usually stop at around 20,000, 30, 40, 50. But if it's a good video like Brown Fam, it'll go up to 100K, 150. You know what I'm saying? Like the people are still there. There's literally a loyal fan base that are still willing to watch you. And and now it's just like, what do you do with it? And how do you, like I said, take it to the next level? I definitely don't want to be on my channel where I keep getting fucking censored. So like, what's the next step? Take it to a major distributor. You know what I'm saying? Sure. And that's the only way that people are gonna take you serious. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, like so
Right.
My question for you is, do you still feel good posting on YouTube after all these years?
honestly, like I just do it just to like I don't know if you've seen, like I'm back on like social media pretty heavy with these small little snippets all the time. I'm just doing it just to like keep my face alive. Like nowadays I'm just like not only just testing my editing skills and just doing stuff for fun and trying to enlighten people through some hidden knowledge through the fucking skits, but in general I'm just doing it just to keep people like show people I'm alive, because in the end like I said, I do have these passion projects, like the show and the movie. So I just want to know when I do these things, I have their attention by the balls. I just want to make sure they're there. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I want to take it back a little bit for people that don't know how this all started. But what was your beginning of YouTube or creating content in general? How did that start?
How did it all start?
Yeah.
Well, I used to be on YouTube a lot, so I remember I used to just watch random like music videos and whatnot, and I remember everyone knows this story, day ones. I was pushing carts at Costco, and essentially I was just bored as hell. I remember I bought this webcam, literally same as I did right now for this fucking podcast. Like I got a webcam up there, but I literally bought it for like 10, 15 bucks from Staples, and I just put it together with my computer. And I was just so bored that I was literally watching, I remember like a couple of videos, like it was just music videos. And I remember I was watching this rapper's video. It was Fute's video back then. And I remember I was like, what? And I was just like, yo, everyone's literally talking shit in the comments, right? And I was like, yo, I could literally drop a comment, or for some reason, I don't know what the fuck took over my mind that night. I started making a video. I'm like, yo, this is fucked. I just literally put the webcam on. And I started watching the guy's video, and I just did I guess you could say a review video. Like, I guess because nowadays, reaction video. And I just went off, and that was literally the first thing that kind of took off. And like after that, people just wanted more. Then they're like, yo, keep going. And then I was like, what else do I rant about? And then the next one was about brown girls in Brampton. And the next one was, it just kept going on. I just kept ranting, and people wanted more and more and more. The next one
your most famous character is definitely your dad, depiction of your dad. Just absolutely amazing. What was your dad's reaction when he found out about that character?
To the fact that I'm making videos, or to the character?
Well, sure, both.
Well, just in general, the videos, like, I'm not gonna lie, in the beginning it was pretty foul. It wasn't like received well, because think about it, my first couple videos I was like ranting like an idiot. I was swearing so much, and I was just like, I had no filter. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so obviously now imagine showing that to not young kids who are loving it, but now to your cousins, your older cousins and your family, and obviously they weren't really receiving it the same way, you know what I'm saying? And they actually told me to literally stop making videos, and they actually tried to like get me to stop my YouTube channel and everything.
Damn.
But and honestly, and that's when I took it seriously. That's why I would stop, like literally take breaks as well back then as well. But honestly, I was like, yo, I can either shift my focus or like shift this energy into something good, which was technically, that's kind of like that shift I had into skits then. I'm like, yo, let's just start doing like, I don't know, Brown family skits. And then like, so imagine my dad telling me to stop making videos, and I think that was the shift then from me dressing up like my dad. I was like, yo, I'll just show what's going on in my family then. Like, this is pretty funny enough. Like, this is pretty crazy, and then that's what pretty much took off a lot. Then after the rants, it was the Brown Fam series and all that stuff.
I actually used to watch those with my family.
Yeah.
So
yes, exactly.
I'm Pakistani Punjabi, so my parents speak Punjabi. They absolutely thought those were hilarious.
Yeah.
But what was your dad's reaction when he saw you as the character?
Honestly, like, he thought it was, at the end of the day, now that I was back onto skits now, it was more, like you said, I was able to watch it with my family. So that's a big difference, you know what I'm saying? Like, now my dad is actually feeling okay. Like, obviously he feels weird that he's in there, being depicted in there. But at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure, like, I won him over with the skits and whatnot, you know?
You actually showed him, I think, like, for the first time, at least my first time seeing him, like, a few weeks ago on IG Story.
Yeah,
and
I
was
did
like,
that little video.
I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, no, like, he definitely looks like what you dress up as. Because he doesn't look like how you dress up.
Yeah. Exactly.
So that's pretty funny. Your brown fam thing took off. I think one of the first times I really saw your talent as not only just like a performer, but also as a creator and a director was when you did Humble's video, right? You did Boggy Music. Was that you?
Boggy Music. I was there during it. I think that was Digitology. But yeah, I remember doing like the concert footage.
You posted it on your channel though.
Yeah. I did post it on my channel. I was like part of the creative flow. I was there when they were editing it. I think that studio was like the first time I actually started smoking weed, so that was a good experience. But yeah, that studio was just dope, man. Digitology, they were like, I mean, back then they were doing obviously weddings and whatnot, and then obviously the wedding people have all the gear, so that's where you go to like get your stuff shot. I remember that vividly actually. I remember back in the day when I just started making videos on a webcam. I was like, yo, how do I take these to the next level, and where would I go? I would go to people that were doing weddings and sometimes music videos, because you know music videos weren't that big back then, but like people that did weddings had all the equipment, so I would go there, chill with them. They would be fans, and I'd be like, holy shit, like show me how to edit better, show me what cameras you guys use, can I borrow them? And then that's essentially where it just kind of like started elevating the production level, you know.
That's awesome. Did you start rapping after that? Because I've listened to your Fresh Prince of Punjab like all the time.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly, I like to write a lot, and like back in the day, I started with the parody stuff, and nowadays, like I'm still writing for both. Like for example, I have another BG track coming out, Brampton Guardian. Remember Dear Mama by Tupac?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm doing a Dear Bapu one, and I kind of have like that all like good to go, you know. So it's a very it's a parody track, but it's such a funny, serious track. My goal is to make dudes cry and laugh on the track at the same time. But it's gonna be a parody track, obviously. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
But like stuff like that, I'm still experimenting with raps and stuff. And believe it or not, I'm actually working towards like serious raps. You know, because I'm always in the studio with so many artists, and I love to write. And you know, I'm always like sharing bars, and we're always working on tracks together. And it's honestly, it's a dope experience.
You're very community driven in that way too. You know, like anytime you watch anything AKTV, there's so much collaboration of like other people's music and you know, their ideas in that as well. Where do you get that from, that sense of like, you know, promoting the community and everything? What does that mean to you?
Honestly, like, I feel like I've been doing it since day one, but like, I think this is my format now. Like, especially I'm glad that you mentioned it. AKTV is literally my way where I can literally just put anything in there, whether it's my skits or parodies or commercials, whatever it is. Or, like you just said, if you want to promote somebody or just put somebody on for a couple seconds, let them know who this guy is. And, like, it's the perfect way to do it. And I feel like that AKTV format is literally genius. Like, I don't want to, like, brag about it too much, but this is...
Go on your Kanye, go ahead.
But this is literally the reason why I'm taking it to Netflix, because I feel like, especially with everyone's ADHD nowadays, like, this is perfect. No skit is more than 1 minute, 2 minutes, and it keeps alternating. You'll see a commercial, you'll see a parody, you'll see music, you'll see everything. And the TV guy just keeps fucking switching, and then within 22 minutes, you're just like, what the fuck? That was the TV show? That was fucking sick. It just, you know, it just went by.
I remember, you know, like, back to the Boggy Music one, like, the first time I saw that, I was blown away because I was like, you know, a sort of slight fan of Humble. I had just seen some of his stuff, but then I saw you in it. You looked cool as shit, grabbing the samosa off the cart, walking in. I was like, damn. And then you see the concert going on and all of that. That was like such a sort of like powerful moment to represent, you know, a cultural sort of movement of like, okay, now we're in the scene. Now we're doing this. You have to take note, and the whole message behind the song. What is your relationship like with Humble? Do you still have a relationship, or?
Honestly, it's just neutral. Like, obviously, like, he obviously goes to Cali. He's hanging out with Superwoman all the fucking time. Like, honestly, like I said, that's not really my thing, I don't really go there, but he is literally from my hood. He's down the street. As of how much he comes back home, I really don't know, but I don't really hang out with him like that. I mean, I saw him as his birthday literally like 2 years ago or a year ago, you know? So, but other than that, like, I don't really hang out with, not only him, but I don't really hang out with anybody, bro. I'll be straight up, dude. Like, I'm literally at home with my family all the time, or I'm in the studio, literally with artists and, you know, actual people just making music and actual art, bro.
How do you balance all of that? Like, you mentioned so many different things. You mentioned that there was plenty of different ways you were making your money, and then you're, you know, pitching towards all these projects. What is, you know, where do you get the sustainability and consistency from to do one thing, if you want to do one thing?
Honestly, I couldn't, and that was the crazy thing. Like, I wish I could do YouTube full time, but then I was like, not getting the money from it. I wish I could just do one thing, maybe like the movie or the show, but I needed funding for it. I needed other things for it, you know? I feel like I was always doing so many other things, like all this production work, and don't get me wrong, I fucking loved it. I made good money, I made all the connects, but at the end of the day, like you just said, like, I fucking balanced it like some mad scientist, but at the end of the day, with the YouTube videos and just trying to show people I'm still alive over there, but like at the end of the day, like, I'm so glad I'm where I am now, where I feel like I'm much more balanced in the sense that I'm working on now, finally, my passion projects. Like, my full mind is there, because not only am I funding it now, I'm getting other sponsors and investors. I'm getting other cast and comedians involved. I'm getting other celebs and cameos involved, musicians and producers. Like, everything's kind of just flowing in now. And now pretty much you're going to see me get to work on it pretty much this month here in Toronto. And then my goal is to go to BC and finish it for another month over there, because I do feel like I have a huge cast and like good team out there as well, you know, and there's a lot of money out in BC. There's more Desis out there. They've been out there longer. So I feel like, you know, every time I go out there, you just, you know, connect a lot of dots as well, you know?
I mean, when it comes to keeping up with all these people, giving them opportunities for collaboration and all the people you work with, you obviously know what's going on in like social media and on YouTube nowadays, or even TikTok. I don't know if you're on TikTok, but is there, when you look at, you know, where brown creators are going, are there things that you like and things that you are not a fan of in the recent trends and everything? I'm
not gonna lie, like, I used to be not a fan of a lot, but nowadays I I'm okay to just accept it all. You know, I'm not gonna lie. Like, what are you really gonna do to change the whole fucking world in that sense? Like, you know, make a trend to unreverse everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, the goal is literally just jump aboard. Like, at one point I was like, I don't want to make a TikTok, and then as soon as I made a TikTok, I was like getting so many fans to like Instagram, to IG, and to YouTube. I was like, holy shit, this is awesome. I was losing so many fans. Now I'm gaining fans. You know, like, you know, every time you're ever like scared of something or don't want to do anything, nowadays, I just run towards it, bro. So at the end of the day, like, what would I do different, bro? Like, I think with the show, man, it's just gonna put a lot to rest, and you'll see what I would do different and what I would do. You know, what I would do and what I wouldn't do. You know what I'm saying? With the show, you're just gonna see who I would cast, who I wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? And like everything, I feel like is gonna come through the show in terms of, you know, what I really want to do, I guess you could say, you know what I'm saying?
If this show, you know, and we would absolutely love if this show is on Netflix and other things, but, you know.
Amazon, Hulu, HBO, we're going through, we're going to go through the list. Maybe it might be on T-Series on YouTube. Who knows?
Yo, let's go. That'd be awesome. No, in the worst circumstance, if it's not able to get on for whatever reason, what will you do with it?
Like I said, dude, I have a whole list. Like, let's just say for some reason Netflix it rejects us. We don't even get the meeting. We go to Amazon. If Amazon doesn't hit us, we go to Hulu. Hulu doesn't hit us, we go to HBO. And trust me, that list goes on forever. And then let's just say major distributors don't want us. Then I would still come to YouTube, but not on my channel. Not on my channel. I would go to the biggest channels in my mind that would handle this content best. You know what I'm saying? And I think those. I know I used to diss T-Series and make jokes about it, but T-Series is legit an actual legit distributor that I would put my web series on, because they're the most subscribed. They're Indian. Like that's just a no-brainer. And I have connects. Like I could easily talk to Jazzy or fucking Sherry Mon's homie and get me to T-Series and just get me in front of that meeting and be like, yo, I got this dope web series idea. You know, here's the pilot. You guys want more of it? You know what I'm saying? And like at the end of the day, people want content, bro. Even like, let's just say T-Series doesn't take us. Have you ever heard of troublemakers by any chance, guys?
No.
troublemakers is a huge YouTube channel, and they're actually the first ones to have started Punjabi web series. So check them out.
Punjabi?
Yeah, troublemakers. So like,
why are you still against putting it on your channel if it's not for these main distributors?
Honestly, my channel, I can't stress this enough. My channel, along with all channels across the board, I'm not talking about just YouTube, because they're all connected. Everyone's owned by the same fucking corporations, right? It's on the naughty list. Let's just put it that way, okay? It's not on those. It's not one of those pages where you can put it on trending. And my page isn't one of those guys where the agents are coming to me and like, oh, we want to represent your page and buy your ads. Like, no. I've said some really bad things throughout the years that they pick up on. And now, back in the day, it used to be homies, you know, flagging you. And nowadays, it's just fucking AI. We're up against fucking AI. You know what I'm saying? So if you say the wrong things, you know what I'm saying? As I have been for the last couple of years, they put you on the naughty list, you know what I'm saying? And that's why you don't get verified. That's why they don't put you, you know, they fuck up your, and not only that, people complain about shadow banning now. This shit has been happening to real creators and real journalists for 7 fucking years, okay? And it's been happening on Facebook first, and now it's happening everywhere, like Instagram, and everyone's feeling the wrath. Because think about it, if they don't do it, like I'm pretty sure you heard of PewDiePie and Kanye West complaining about shadow banning. That's because they're finally doing it to the people at the top, to make the fucking people at the bottom not look fucking crazy for the last fucking couple of years. You know what I'm saying?
So what you're saying is, like, essentially you want this show to be like on a clean distributor that can maximize exposure.
100%. And I feel like I finally do have the links, man. I like through the radio link right now. Like I know homies that, like my homie Sammy, that's through the Ruckus Avenue. You know, he already goes to these meetings. He's like, he knows people out in fucking LA that can get the shit done. And me on my own, I can get shit done on my own. You know, with my own distributors like T-Series and Troll Punjabi. You know what I'm saying? So I do have. I don't want to put my eggs in all in one basket, but I do have like these hit list of you know, trusted, I guess you could say, distributors that I would mess around with. At least I would say 10 to 15.
That's awesome.
Yeah. What can people look forward to that you're currently working on, and ways to keep up with you?
Honestly, like I said, man, I've been putting up a lot of snack size, I guess you could say, snippets on Instagram just to like keep people like, you know, just, you know, entertained the last couple of days, whether it's like funny edits or dubbings or
The dubbings
throwbacks
are amazing. We actually
you know?
I grew up on those because my parents used to watch the Spider-Man, Baby's Day Out, Rush Hour,
yeah?
all dubbed in Punjabi.
On
And those
YouTube
are
back
some
in
of
the day,
best.
right?
Yeah, and when you started doing it, I was like, man, I haven't seen this since I was like a little kid.
Yeah,
So it's
I remember
it's
seeing them on
refreshing seeing
YouTube
that.
back in the day. Like, I remember there used to be just random clips of like Terminator and, like you said, Rush
Yeah,
Hour and
yeah.
shit.
Spider-Man,
That shit
those are
was just
so
so
funny.
jokes, dude.
Yeah. So you're
But,
doing
uh,
that. That's on your Instagram.
But in terms of like what could be coming out, like I said, dude, like the next couple months are gonna go in. I'm gonna just go in like literally hardcore mode for the production of the show for the next 2 months. But like you said, hey, what's going on in the background? Yeah, the snack size stuff. I'm gonna keep people alive, show people I'm alive. But I got like cool little big projects going on. Like I don't know if you remember Hating Uncles, of course. Remember Hating Uncles
Yep.
by any chance?
Yeah.
So I got the third edition of that coming out. So
Okay.
you'll probably enjoy that. And that's gonna be literally like what we're doing right now. It's gonna be a Zoom edition. So I'm really looking forward to like collecting all the Uncles footage and putting it together on this. You know.
That's
Yeah.
dope.
So yeah, and even like collabs, like a lot of people in the city have been hitting me up, like whether they're like just Black, Gene, or anybody, like they're all hitting me up and they're like, yo, we seeing what you're doing, can you be your dad in one of our driving instructor scenes? And like I'm just trying to collab with whoever in the city too, because who knows, I might leave the city and go to BC, and then from BC, who knows, I might go to Cali. Pata nahi kada wapas ho gaya
and then get
banda.
your own show, and then we're gonna be talking to the next brown guy about how AK used to be this guy, and he's a big shot now. Do you ever get offended or anything like that by being asked for those type of roles? Like you're saying you're a cab driver, right? In those types of roles, the stereotypical Indian or Punjabi roles.
Honestly, I've never got like roles like that, to be honest. Like I remember back in the day when I was first starting, and like let's just say like 3-4 years into it, I would get like Punjabi roles. And like the same roles that they just they would throw back at Rupin and JusReign, essentially, and they were actually in certain Punjabi movies. But I remember I would get roles like that, and I would just be like, I don't know, it's just not for me, like, and there's no script, you just got to make it up as you go. Like who's the director, who's like, everything seems like it was so like loose, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, I mean, just seeing my movie always on fucking IPTV for the rest of my life, it would just be like fucking a nightmare if it's a shitty movie, you know what I'm saying? So I was just always thinking about these things. I'm like, yo, where is it gonna end up? Who's in charge of this shit? And don't get me wrong, I still get these random Punjabi movies and random roles all the time, but like I said, dude, I've done so many roles and so many projects for other people. I feel like it's finally time to focus on my project, to be honest. Right. And you know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm finally at that time, and then I feel like now instead of collaborating, even though technically I'm still going to do the collabs, but I feel like people will now be collaborating into the show, and that's still a collab at the end of the day too. But like I feel like everyone will be coming towards the show now. Yeah. And a lot of creators, bro. Everyone from Toronto. I'm gonna go to BC, finish it off over there, and even
from Maryland.
People that yeah, you got it.
Sorry, little corona in the chest. No, you're the self-proclaimed Brampton Guardian. You walk around. You said, before the show started, you were saying, I got to be here, I got to be there. I'm running the streets and I have these errands. Do you ever get annoyed, like people coming up to you and stuff? I'm sure people always are, running.
Honestly,
into you,
dude, that was like back in the day, dude. It was just crazy. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm not trying to tune my own horn or anything. I literally felt like fucking Sidhu back in the day. I'm like, holy shit, I just cannot go anywhere unless I have people with me or unless it's quick and like, take one picture, get out of there. Like, it was just felt like it was a Nagar Kirtan everywhere I went, bro. Like I would go to the mall, boom, fucking photo shoot. People just come in hordes. And then you're always worrying about other shit, like people like showing negative energy, people trying to jump you, this, that, like, and like, like, don't get me wrong. It was like 99% positive, but you never know. You get some bad apples here and there, and it would just like throw your whole experience off. You know what I'm saying? And but at the end of the day, bro, in the beginning, it used to be hectic, dude. Like I couldn't even go to like regular banquet hall parties with my family and like go to conparts at Gurdwara. Like it would just be ridiculous. Like my whole life literally fucking changed. I couldn't even.
That must have been cool
or,
though, for its own sort of like respect.
don't get me wrong, I fucking loved it. And then, like I said, most of the time it was fucking genuine and, like, you know what I'm saying? And positive, bro. So at the end of the day, like, I loved, obviously, because it was all respect at the end of the day. But, like, at the end of the day, I was a wild kid, right, in the beginning. So you can only imagine the fans that I was interacting with, the young blood, and they're also wilding out. And they're trying, if I was ranting online, punking people, doing all this bullshit, you can only imagine how many people wanted to do that with me on the scene, you know what I'm saying? So you would always have to be ready for all this shit, you know what I'm saying? And then I always take it to heart too, you know, like for example, like, you know, if I go to BC, people are more aggressive over there. People would want to fucking beat me up, and I would take this shit to heart. I'm like, what the fuck? I thought I was just like this class clown. Everyone wants to, you know, everyone was, you know, cool, just laughing at the jokes. Turns out people want to beat the fuck out of you sometimes, you know what I'm saying? So honestly, and then I would take that shit to heart and be like, fuck, what is it about me? Am I a fucking corny dude? Am I like, are my jokes not good? And like, I would take that shit to heart and just try to just polish up. I would literally just polish up. I would just be like, fuck, I want to get better. I want to get more conscious. I still want to remain funny, but like, I just want to be connected to the streets. I want to understand why they angry. Why are they this? What's going on in families? I really wanted to stay connected to the streets, and that's essentially what I did, bro. Rather than like being scared of it all, I guess you could say.
How have you matured since then? It's been plenty of years since, you know, you've been in the game, and you know, I think all of us, people are to see you, they all know AK. But what does Amandeep think of himself and his growth?
Honestly, dude, like you said, man, I could have gone to LA, I could have gone there, I could have gone there, but at the end of the day, I feel like I am the person exactly who I needed to be. And I've grown immensely, bro. And I feel like my conscious level is just not at where it used to be when my first webcam rant. I'm pretty sure you guys know that. And I'm pretty sure most people know that, because if they follow my shit and they see my stories and they see my posts, they realize this is not the same kid that used to be on his webcam rants back in the day. Like, there's hopefully an elevation, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, bro, the art and the work will just show, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day. Like, for example, when I do this show on Netflix, would it not show growth? You know what I'm saying? Like, sure. You know what I'm saying? So stuff like that, I guess, like, it's just gonna come, bro. And like, at the end of the day, I can't explain anyone to my growth. Like, I can't tell them how much fucking I drank, how many shrooms I did, how much weed I fucking smoked. It's just gonna come through the fucking art at the end of the day. And like, people are just gonna see the growth, you know what I'm saying?
There was, I think, I'm gonna say, so I started watching you around like end of middle school for me, and by the time I graduated high school, so I'm going into college, there was this like really prominent shift in the content that you were posting, primarily on Twitter. It was a lot of like spiritual stuff, and you know, you were relating a lot of things back to Sikhism, and a lot of sort of classical music was involved. What was that spiritual shift?
Honestly, like I said, bro, the more I was just becoming more in tune with my roots, the more I wanted to share, bro, to be honest. And like, obviously a lot of people were not willing to hear that as much as the comedy, and there was a shift just in that from my fan base. But like,
was
a lot
it because
of
you were provocative before?
I guess you could say that. Not only that, but yeah, like they were not ready for the 0 to 100 shift, I guess you could say, you know what I'm saying? So, and I guess you could say it happened over time, but yeah, it just started happening right away, you know what I'm saying? The more, like I said, bro, the more I started going out there into the world, learning it, researching online, smoking weed, doing all this shit, connecting with people, the more I started just learning shit, and then the more I learned, more I wanted to share, bro, you know what I'm saying? And that's it. At the end of the day, once I figured all this shit out, hey, what the hell, like, yo, these are our roots, this is what we need to connect back to, you know, our gurus, simple things, like our gurus used to have, you know, strings, and they used to the whole scriptures used to be, you know, like, they're all, our Guru Nanak was pretty much the first rapper alive, bro. Everything in the scriptures rhymes, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? And here we are, young kids listening to trap and shit. How come they don't want to go to the Gurdwara? How come the Gurdwara doesn't give them the same vibe, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? How come our music is not up to tune, you know what I'm saying? All these kids should be trapping like to like sarangi beats, and like, you know what I'm saying? And like, you know what I'm saying? They should be listening
beats
to
hit way harder.
Yeah, they should be listening to like Simran on trap. You know what I'm saying? But why is that not being accepted? Why is that not being tuned in, bro? Like, why are the strings not even in the Gurdwara? So simple things like that, bro. We've just been brainwashed, and like, I just wanted to bring us back to our roots, bro. Whether it's through music, whether it's through visuals, you know, art, whatnot, you know, like you see in the back, all this stuff. And, you know, obviously I'm the comedian, so I got to get back to comedy. But like at the end of the day, I've always tried to mix it all in, bro. You know what I'm saying?
What is your end goal? What is, you know, that moment for you that you're looking for? You know, it could be something as simple as you moving out of your family home and into a certain place to whatever your sort of furthest ambitions are. What do you want from, you know, your existence?
After this movie, after this show, I just want to make an online Gurdwara through Bitcoin.
Is this real?
Yeah, and it's going to be full transparency. And
Oh my God.
Dang.
That is a fire idea. I can't tell if this is serious or not, but that sounds like
No,
a fire
Thinking
idea.
too into the future.
I used to joke about it back in the day. I'm like, online Gurdwara. And then Corona hit, and guess what? All these Gurdwara are going online. Some. Not many, don't get me wrong, there are a lot that are lost in the old age, but some new ones, new committees that are run by little kids, you know, taking their shit online, you know what I'm saying? And then I just want to, like, I know it sounds crazy, but where you would literally have a database of not only just music, art, everything, the way the guru intentionally, you know, wanted, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I know it sounds crazy, but like it would all have, like, you know how you want to put your money into the golek and stuff? It would show you how much the Gurdwara is made and where it's going and all that. It literally fucking be tracked to the fucking T.
Would you be like running it? Would it be run by AK? Are you gonna see?
Like, obviously I'd be involved in it, but like that's not something I could do. But yeah, I could get people involved that can handle that. I know people.
I think if your face was on it, maybe it would encourage some people, and then maybe it
100%.
would turn some people off. They'd be like, "Hell, he doesn't know what he's talking about."
100%, yeah. I would definitely be the face of it and all that, but yeah, I get some cousins that are in IT.
I know we said we'd keep you for an hour, so do you have any last statements or anything you want to get out there?
No, man, I just appreciate the fact that, you know, you just want to get the story out there, man. Like, obviously, like, even this radio channel, man, like, at one point I was, like, not trying to do this radio. I was like, yo, Sammy, what am I going to do on the fucking radio for an hour, interviewing people, all this bullshit? That's not me, man. And then now, here I am. I just love it. I love getting back on the camera, getting back on the mic, and just talking, you know what I'm saying? It kind of reminds me back in the day when I used to be ranting, like, nonstop, no cuts, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, honestly, at the end of the day, bro, my message has always been the same, man. Like, just do you, man. Like, you know, at the end of the day, stay rooted, man. Stay rooted. Because at the end of the day, if you just figure out your roots, you know where you came from, you know where you're going. It's as simple as that. If you know where you came from, you know where you're going. And I feel like a lot of people are literally lost, bro. And then they can fake the funk. They can fake the funk, right? And be like, yo, we here. We made it. But at the end of the day, like I said earlier, bro, when you look through people's feeds and stories and you see through that, you can feel an emptiness. A lot of creators, you know what I'm saying? Even me, sometimes I feel fucking dead inside sometimes, but I still, you know, even Robin Williams said it best, bro. The fucking saddest people on earth are comedians, bro. You know what I'm saying? Look at what we got to go through, and still, at the end of the day, if we're having a bad day, we'll still make everybody else laugh, you know what I'm saying? So, yo, you know what I'm saying? So
that's the truth, man. And you know what? Like, even you being on this podcast, of course we appreciate it, but there's going to be a lot of people that are already looking for, you know, ways to hate you more. There's going to be criticism of you, but there's going to be the right people that just by you speaking the way that you have spoken today, it's gonna inspire, and it's gonna, you know, tell the story of, like, you know, it wasn't easy, and it's not easy, and the things that you go through just to live the life that you do, it's gonna benefit a lot of people. So thank you for being open and sharing all of that.
Thank you so
much.
much.
Really appreciate that.
100%. When we hit the next level, right? Would you rather hit the next level without your people not supporting you, or like you said, when you get to this next level, you just said it, there's gonna be more people hating you. I haven't even technically broken through this Gora realm, and when I do, though, with this show, with the movie, at least my people will have my back. Do you know what I'm saying? It's a big difference if you run into this new realm and your people don't even have your back. And that's what you said earlier. Why are people dissing people online and saying they don't represent the hood? Because motherfuckers feel it since time, okay? Simple.
Word.
Damn.
So this is called Strange Flavors. This is our podcast, and at the end of every podcast, we ask the guests a very important question. So Amber, if you want to take that away.
Shit, what were all those? Just throwaways?
That was just us vibing, bro.
Yeah, this is the only one that matters.
If you could describe yourself as any flavor, what flavor would it be and why?
What flavor? What the fuck? Flavor? Alright.
Flavor of
I got
anything.
it. I got it.
Okay.
All right, let's hear
You
it.
gotta tell us why with it too.
Mulli, because mulli prote
But mulli is
is a
Okay.
flavor. Oh, you know it's a flavor.
it's a flavor, but you gotta tell us why.
Why it describes you.
Because, come on, mulli prote every day. You don't know my routine? Come on, guys. You don't even know me at all.
No, I know you like mulli parathe, but I'm gonna help you out here. I think mulli
Alright.
is a controversial thing to put in parathe. There's we eat a lot of keema parathe, we eat a lot of aloo parathe, but
I'm sorry,
mulli,
can I
it's
get a definition of muli?
radish?
Radish. Okay.
But the flavoring and the
but
prote.
but the taste, the smell, and everything. Sometimes it turns people off.
Yeah. Not
So
me.
that's
It turns me on right in the morning.
I'm trying to help you out here of why it could be you as that flavor, because it's sometimes it turns people off, but if you like it, it hits. It's a strong.
Hey, guess what? I'm a
flavor.
different
It's
guy.
distinctive as well.
Oh, he's a
Go
different guy.
ahead. Go
I'm
ahead.
a different guy. End of
Talk
the
that
story.
talk. That's what's up, man.
What? Yeah. Well, what's your guys' flavor? Tell me right now, then.
Oh, we picked our own flavors before we started this thing. Like,
Is it-
for example, I did mint chocolate chip because it's actually kind of similar to a lot of what you described, where mint is something that is I guess refreshing, spontaneous. You're always going for the new stuff, but then the chocolate chips in it reminds me of my roots and never to forget the roots. So that's why I picked that.
I was orange starburst, just positivity. That's all I believe in. Going
Nice.
forward.
Mine is sprinkles because I like to sprinkle a little, just everything. As my friends would probably explain that it describes me well because I just like to be a little sprinkle on top
Sprinkles.
to everything else.
Extra.
Extra. Sprinkles are extra.
Word.
Oh.
All right, my man.
Boom.
AK,
Thank you so
you're a
much.
legend. Thank you for being here. This is a dream come true. We appreciate you.
Appreciate
And
it.
for everybody listening, it's been another week.
Another flavor.
A little less stranger.
We'll talk to you next time.
That's dope.